Hello guys, welcome back to Prima Essential. In today's video, I will show you that how you can hide your lavalier microphone, and there are 7 ways to hide a lavalier microphone. And this video is totally created by and taken by a YouTube channel which is Easy Video, and we don't monetize this video because our mission is to only inspire or only give it to you information, not making money from other curated videos. So you can check out that YouTube channel Easy Video from link in the description down below. So enjoy the video. If you like the video, please give it thumbs up and share it with your friends. So let's get started. That how you can hide your lavalier microphone with 7 different ways.
If your talent happens to be wearing a shirt and tie like what you see me wearing right now, then this might be an option for you. See, right now I have the lav mic on my tie and it's faced front so you can see the mic. Well, what if you just turn it around and clip it to the back? This might be an option for you. So you clip it to the back of the tie, it's now hidden, and what you see is the clip itself, but that could be just a tie clip, like this, right? And this won't always be something that you can do in every kind of shoot, but it might work depending on the kind of video you're shooting. Another option for hiding a lav microphone in a tie is to hide it behind the tie. So let's demonstrate how to do that. So I'm going to turn my tie around. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tie not a tight knot, but a very loose knot here. And this is going to help create strain relief. It's going to stop noise from traveling up the cable and into the microphone capsule itself. So that is a loop there that we created. The next thing I'm going to do is attach this. Okay, so let's start with the wire. And I just have a couple little pieces of gaffer tape here. So let's say I'm going to attach it right here on the back of my tie. Try to do this in a way where it doesn't look too complex. And then I'll do the same thing here at the bottom. And if you wanted to, you could also have a piece of tape on the loop itself. That's fine. And the nice thing about using gaffer's tape, by the way, is that it's great. It sticks to clothing without leaving a residue. So gaffer tape is great for this kind of thing. If you're sticking to people's skin, you probably want to use first aid tape because some people do have an allergic reaction to gaffer tape. Okay, so now we have this mic head, this mic capsule that's basically just sitting there exposed. And of course, when I turn this around, it's going to rub against clothing. So we need to figure out a way to stabilize that and keep it from rubbing. Well, one thing you can do is you can create this little triangle out of gaffer tape. So I have a strip of gaffer tape here, and I'm just going to fold it into a triangle and then fold it over and then fold it again, and I'm keeping it loose, and you'll see that the sticky part is on the outside. Okay, so I have this, it's almost like a tiny little shock mount now. What I can do is attach it to the mic head, and you want to be careful not to actually get any of the sticky stuff on the mic capsule itself on the grill, because that's where the sound goes in. Now I can just stick it there to my tie and do the same thing again with a second triangle like this. Okay, so now I have another triangle there, and I can do the same thing to the other side. So I've basically sandwiched the microphone there between the 2 little tape triangles. And now I can turn around and basically stick this to my shirt. Then what happens is it helps stabilize the microphone so it stays in one place, and you're not going to hear as much noise as you would if you didn't do this kind of thing. Now you can run into noise still sometimes doing this. It's not a perfect solution, but this is going to improve things dramatically. Another option for hiding a lavalier microphone in the tie is to actually hide it in the knot of the tie itself, and here's one way you can do that. So we're going to pretend like this cable is inside my shirt. So it's coming from inside here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to, let's just bring it up through here, I'm going to dip it down in the front of the tie and push it down until it's exposed right there. You see that? Okay, now I can close my tie. And I can just, right now it's poking out too far, but if you have just the tip of the capsule poking out, you can't really see the microphone, but if the capsule, the tip of it is exposed, then it can still pick up the audio that it's hearing. And because it's an omnidirectional microphone, it really doesn't matter that it's pointed straight down towards the ground because it's picking up, as you can hear, it's picking up the audio from my mouth even above it. So this is another option when it comes to hiding a lavalier microphone in a tie. If your talent is not wearing a tie, but they do have a collar on this shirt, then one option is to hide the lavalier microphone inside the collar, underneath it. That's what we've done here, and I'll show you how we've done it. Turn sideways and flip up the collar here. You can see that I have used basically the same technique that we used on the back of the tie. We have 2 triangles of tape around the microphone capsule to help stabilize it, a piece of tape followed by a loop another piece of tape, and then we just dress the cable around the back and drop it inside my shirt around the back side so that it's out of sight. Okay, so that's how we've done that. It's the same thing as on the back of the tie, except it's underneath the collar. Let me just get this kind of in place here. All right, so what happens is when you have it the way you want it, then the microphone is out of sight. You can still hear things nicely, but you're not going to hear a lot of rustling of the clothing and stuff because the microphone's been stabilized with the tape. Another great option is to hide the microphone in the front of the shirt between the buttons and behind the fabric. And I'll just show you what I mean here. You can see that we use the same technique that we used before with the triangles. Starting to come a little loose. And you've got tape, and then the loop here for strain relief. And then the microphone, the lavalier microphone itself, can be attached using the triangles in the fabric so that when you close it up, you can see and actually hear that you've hidden the mic, but it still sounds. You can still hear what I'm saying, and you're not going to get a lot of rustling from the fabric because, once again, we taped everything in place. Another option is to attach it to a t-shirt beneath the outer shirt, and you can see here that everything is still the same technique that we've already talked about several times before, but now you've attached it to the t-shirt, and so it's very easy to have an outer shirt around it, and you're not going to get a lot of the rustling, but what you will get is audio that you can hear and a microphone that's disappeared from the frame. What if your talent doesn't have a t-shirt on underneath their shirt? Well, you have different options. You could attach it to the inside of the fabric, but another thing that you can do is attach it to the chest directly. Now, in a situation like this where I have chest hair, that could be a problem, so I'm going to set this down there for a moment. I'm going to take this piece of tape and I'm going to just tape it right to my chest. Now that's going to hurt later when I take it off, but for now what it does is it gives me a nice surface to attach this. So yeah, I can do the same thing, same technique. Tape, the tape triangles, the loops, close up my shirt. And what I have is a nicely hidden lavalier microphone. And now keep in mind that I mentioned before, some people are allergic to gaffer tape. So you wouldn't want to attach gaffer tape directly to their skin in a lot of cases. But you could just use first aid tape for an example. It's the same thing, you just put first aid tape down instead. But yeah, this is working for me just fine. What if they just have a t-shirt on and nothing else? Can you hide a microphone? And the answer is yes, you can. The same techniques that we've already talked about before, except what I've done in this case is I've run the wire up around the back, underneath the collar here, and you can see that here it is, underneath. Okay. So I'm using the same thing, the triangles, and one triangle touches the fabric and the other one touches my skin, there. And you know, once you have it in place, then you can kind of move around and do what you need to do, and you're not going to get a lot of shifting around. One thing I should also mention about lavalier microphones is that they're known, when they're manufactured, it's known that they're very frequently going to be put underneath clothing. So what they do is they actually tune them so that there's a little more high frequency in there, because you lose high frequency when you go underneath clothing. Now, if you like the high frequency sound, you might feel like you miss it, and so you want to boost that up in using EQ in post, and that's fine. But just keep in mind that lavalier microphones very frequently have a higher frequency sound to them because they know when they make them that they're going to be underneath clothing. I should also mention that if your talent is a female, a very common place to hide a lavalier microphone is on the bra, right in the center on the front of the chest. It's a perfect location to hide it. Anyway, as I mentioned before, if you can, have the microphone exposed in the shot because you're going to get the best audio. But if you need to hide it, I've just shown you several different ways you can do it.
So that is for today, guys. In this episode, you have learned how you can hide your lavalier microphone with 7 different methods. So this video is created by the YouTube channel Easy Video. I have mentioned in the starting of this video. So if you like this video, please subscribe to this channel and also share it with your friends. So goodbye for today. Catch you in the next one. Bye bye. Peace. And be a good observer.